Because you know my life motto is, if you're not hard, you're soft.
So why do I gotta be soft? She gonna take a bump? Oh my god.
Take what's mine. Hey, nothing you can say. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the next edition of the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling Podcast. Yo, 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 welcome to another edition of the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling Podcast. This is your co-host, Randall, always soft Paccio, and I'm here with my big brother. You know the name, Chris, always hard-hearting. Chris, what's going on, dude?
Oh man, Randall, this is going to be a great episode right here. And like you said, this is Chris, always hard. And you know my life motto, if you're not hard, you're soft. And tonight we're going to be here talking about WrestleMania 21, specifically Undertaker versus Randy Orton. And their
Wait, really?
Yeah, really.
I thought we were doing Dr. Britt Baker versus Tony Storm.
Oh man, I think that's actually next week. That's on the schedule for next week.
All right, yeah.
Yep.
No,
and then we're
right.
also going to do Effie versus Jeff Jarrett.
And then Big Dick Johnson popping out of the Christmas box for Vince. We'll do that.
That was your favorite spot. It's
Well,
all oiled up and came over and started wiggling around for him. That was
take it easy.
Pretty
Take
awesome.
it easy. I got to stay soft. Take it easy.
I'm popping over here. Woo! He's going to puke!
Chris, like you said, like we previously promoted, you're right, WrestleMania 21, Randy Orton versus none other than The Undertaker here in 2005. So, yeah, man, I'm stoked.
Yeah, this is a great WrestleMania in general, and, their feud leading up to here was freaking awesome. So, I mean, this actually took place at the Staples Center. This was April 3rd of 2005, so about 18 years ago, let's say, give or take. City of Los Angeles, California, we had an attendance of 20,193 people in the building, and a pretty good buy rate of 1,090,000 buys. So, I mean, pretty good WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania goes Hollywood, so the Hollywood was the theme. There was a bunch of cool vignettes throughout the show, like movie previews almost, where it was like the wrestlers doing the movie previews. So that was pretty cool. Match actually started out with Rey Mysterio defeating Eddie Guerrero, and that got a 3.25 star rating from Dan Seltzer, the man that we live by for our wrestling news and history. So no matter what he says, we're just going to go along with it, and we are going to believe it. And
Good old Danny.
Then we had Edge defeating Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Christian Kane, and Shelton Benjamin in what I believe was the first Money in the Bank match. Was that the first
yes.
one? Or
yeah, this is the very first one, and Edge, like you said, the winner. This gets 4.5 stars. A great match and a great concept, right? I mean, I don't know who is credited with coming up. I mean, it's Vince McMahon, right? He's the owner of all these ideas. But I know Chris Jericho was like really into the creative of this, and it's a cool idea, right? That we still see today, and even AEW is doing the same thing with MJF having the chip right now that he can cash in. So I like that, man. And Edge defeats all these guys in the first one, and then goes on, I think, to cash in against Cena, right, at New Year's Revolution.
Yeah,
which was a huge moment.
Pretty epic moment right there, actually.
I just got to show my wrestling knowledge right there.
Hey, thanks. We all need it here because
everyone's good at
forget
something.
Things, you know what I mean? Then the next match was the one we're going to be going over. It's Undertaker versus Randy Orton. It got a 3.5 star rating, so we won't really talk about that much until we get to it. Then we had Trish Stratus defeating Christy Hem. That was actually a great match. I can't really say that I don't like seeing Trish Stratus in the ring there. So,
can we just continue on with this watch along after the 1, 2, 3 of Orton?
Maybe we will. It's only 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Seltzer gave it a dud, which I really don't understand a dud rating.
I want to see Seltzer in the ring.
I would love to see Seltzer in the ring. And it would be a total dud. A dud.
Dave Meltzer versus a broomstick, and I'll rate it.
Oh, that's pretty sweet, actually, right there. Then we had, this was actually an awesome match, and maybe one of these days we'll actually go back and watch this match right here.
Hell yeah.
Actually went 27 minutes and 25 seconds. This was Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. This got a 3.75 star rating, and that was honestly one of the best matches that Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, I don't think they really had many matches together, but the little amount of matches that they did have, every time was great. And I mean, the feud was great. You had the Kurt doing the spoof of Shawn Michaels' "Sexy Boy." I'm a sexy Kurt.
I make your ankle hurt.
Ankle hurt. Sexy Kurt. I make your ankle hurt. So I mean, that was some good stuff right there. I really enjoyed that feud. Next, we had a sumo match with Akabono versus The Big Show. And, I mean, I'll go ahead and say that Seltzer gave that one a dud, but I mean, it's just filler, and it's just something different, and it's WrestleMania. You can't have 5-star matches all freaking night long.
Right.
I mean, here was another decent match right here. We had John Cena defeating Justin Bradshaw Layfield, JBL at the time, to become the WWE champion. And,
Justin Bradshaw Layfield. John Bradshaw Layfield.
Oh, John Bradshaw.
Daniel Bryan. Daniel
come on, Randall.
Bryan.
You know me in the names, so at least I have you here to correct me and to let me know your knowledge when I'm slipping here. I really appreciate it.
I slip plenty. Don't you worry.
Then the main event of this night was Batista versus Triple H. And Batista actually was crowned the new champion that night, beating Triple H. And I got a 2.75 star rating. And, you know, honestly, that was a pretty decent match. People talk a lot of crap about Triple H back in this era, but he really was making people. And look, he's given Batista the win at WrestleMania. So I don't know. Great show overall. And
yeah, really.
You know, right now I'm going to kind of kick it over to Randall. We're going to start off doing a little bit of the lead up into this match. I mean, these two had a great feud coming up here.
Yeah.
Orton at this time was really a coming out moment for him. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be sweet. So, yeah, go ahead, Randall. Kick us off, everybody.
And, you know, we had the Attitude Era, and then I think 2002 was a really good year for the WWE. And now that we're here in 2005, I mean, we run down this card, and there's plenty of great talent. And the WWE always does a great job putting together a mega WrestleMania card, right? And we only see 8 matches. This isn't their 4-hour, you know, pay-per-views that they would go on to do. They had to keep it concise and put really good stories on there, and I think they did that. Great card, and that really brings me to the big question. You know, we're looking through that whole card. Chris, how big's Batista's dick?
I'm pretty sure it's enormous.
Okay. But, yes. Anyway.
Had to slip that one in there, huh?
And yeah. Orton versus Undertaker definitely was on our schedule to do a podcast on, especially for me. This is one of my fondest memories as a kid. You know, I remember watching this at my uncle's house, this card, and their lead up that we're going to get into was really great storytelling. And like you said, Chris, it was really Orton's coming out party as far as can he go on the big stage, the grandest stage of them all, and go against the Undertaker and prove himself as a main event talent. And he certainly did.
What a maneuver.
What a maneuver. God damn it. All right, so here we go, Chris. We'll get into the match, and we'll lead up again. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 51 seconds of WrestleMania 21. But here we go.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Oh, thank you very much. And Orton learns what a receipt was via the Dead Man. On a SmackDown taping, Orton botches the trajectory of a chair shot and rips the skin from Taker's forehead down to the bottom of his nose. Taker says, "Don't worry about it, kid. Your receipt is coming." I wanted to start off with that. You know, I think it's a good little prelude on what we're going to see here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Orton starts his pro wrestling career in OVW, where he worked for 8 months running small shows at Freedom Hall. Orton first meets Taker there when The Undertaker went down to OVW to work shows and see how the talent pool was down there. Randy introduced himself, and Taker said, "You're Bob's kid, right?" And then, of course, Cowboy Bob Orton is Randy Orton's father and is one of the greatest heels of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And then we go on to SmackDown in April of 2002. Randy Orton debuts, and he works with a talent named Bob Holly. Orton had a great 2003, and on August 15th of 2004, he won his first World Heavyweight title, becoming the youngest person ever to hold that title, which is a big moment, and I can remember how big of a moment that was. And then, of course, from that, the Legend Killer persona was born.
Oh, God, that was like the best version right there.
Yeah.
Such an awesome character, the Legend Killer, just going around, just beating all the legends that came around. And I mean, it was a great time to be a wrestling fan right here.
Right, and as we're going to get into, it allowed Randy to kind of be himself, and I think all great gimmicks, think of Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's just himself turned up to 100. This might have been Randy, with the volume turned up as well. So Randy worked with legends, like Chris had said, such as Jake the Snake, Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter, and even hitting an RKO on the Fabulous Moolah. I'll tell you, if anything's going to get heat, it's that. But eventually, Bruce Pritchard, one of the writers for Creative, approached Randy backstage and said, "Listen, kid, Taker wants to work with you." Bruce Pritchard also said, "The Undertaker at this time was the measuring stick. If you could go out and have a good match with Taker, you were somebody." Randy Orton would go on to say, "There are plenty of legends in our business, but the legend of The Undertaker is different." And Orton knew that this storyline, it was nut-cutting time.
Yeah, so, and then at this point, Taker is 12-0 at WrestleMania, so he still has the undefeated streak. So every year that it keeps going on, it keeps getting to be a bigger and bigger part of the story. So, it's Randy Orton. Can he destroy The Undertaker's streak? On top of being at WrestleMania and putting on a great match with The Undertaker. So, on a SmackDown, Orton cuts a promo saying, "Very soon you will be 12-1, and smacks Taker right across the face, real hard. And Taker says, "Randy, you need to lay it in."
He said you can't be soft.
When you go out there, you're hitting me hard. Don't you dare hit me soft, because if you do, I'm probably just going to punch you right in the face right out there on live TV.
But it's okay, because it's okay to be soft sometimes.
Hey,
but
no.
not in this time.
Not in this situation,
No.
no. Undertaker was like, hell no. Many fans actually forget that Randy Orton was a face at the start of this feud with The Undertaker. And then, however, the character of Randy Orton and the whole Legend Killer thing, after losing his feud with Triple H, he kind of started becoming a heel here. And I think Randy Orton is his best as a heel character. Leading up to Mania, Randy really wanted to piss the WWE crowd off, so he lays out Stacy Keibler with an RKO. Whew, roll tide
I remember
on that one.
I remember that moment. Live on TV.
Freaking
live
awesome.
on Raw.
And he steps up his heel work. Bruce said Randy can be a dick. And that's basically his real life persona. He's like a dick behind the scenes. That's what people say. A lot of people. The Undertaker was already deep into the undefeated streak at WrestleMania, but WWE finally started making use of the storyline against Randy Orton. There were references to the streak over the previous few years, but no one felt like a realistic threat. So that's what I mean. With the streak, they had to keep giving him opponents that were going to be people that are viable to actually win the match. You don't want to just keep putting Undertaker against people at WrestleMania. He's going to win, so the streak isn't going to end. So they keep giving him new people after new people, big challengers, and to make it really a big thing.
Yeah,
Orton,
Chris, if you don't mind me stepping in real fast.
Dude.
We got to get a T-shirt going about me cutting you off so much. I'm sorry.
I love it.
We're gonna have a website with 4,000 T-shirts by the end of this whole journey. But looking back,
awesome.
On it, now that Taker's officially retired, he's officially in the Hall of Fame. Good God, what a legacy he left! Not only on the WWE, but at WrestleMania, dude. I mean, think of the years before this. I mean, let's go back to not too far, but at 17, he would work with Triple H and then Flair, and he'd come back at 20 and work against in storyline his brother Kane. And now here we're at 21, and this match is so cool because it was really the first time that we're really stepping into the streak era. But here's Randy, the new up-and-comer, with that RKO finish that's laying people out. You know that's going to be a big false finish in here. So it was a real threat.
Yeah.
To the streak.
It was definitely awesome. I think that maybe this might have happened before this match with the Triple H feud, but when he actually laid out Stephanie, and then he had, like, Triple H handcuffed to the ropes or something like that, and he was down there kissing Stephanie while she was down from the RKO. I mean, like, his heel character work is just amazing. Like, and I love Randy Orton, but he can still even make me hate him, with the stuff that he does. It's like, it's awesome.
He goes hard.
Orton being a young man, he main event star contributed to the allure that might end the streak here in 2005. So it's like, Randy Orton's this big star. He actually could beat The Undertaker. So fans were invested into the attraction of this match, with the RKO false finish having everyone biting on it. I remember that, hits the RKO and Taker kicks out. It doesn't really happen that often. Nowadays, you kick out of everything, but, back then it really wasn't like that.
Yeah.
This was just the first singles WrestleMania match for Orton and his second match at the event after a tag match with Evolution. So, his only singles match at WrestleMania, and it's against The Undertaker, the first time. I mean, it's saying that the company has a lot of trust in you as a performer.
Yeah, and it's speaking to how good Randy Orton was right when he stepped in the ring.
Yeah, it's just right from the beginning. So Taker said that about working with Randy at WrestleMania 21. Even for a young kid, he was so good, very poised, and even on the grandest stage of them all, Randy delivered. He understood what our business is, all the small things that the audience doesn't even realize what they are seeing, but ties everything in so well. Yeah, like his facial features, the way he's selling. I mean, like I said, Orton is just incredible. And to go out there and have a great match with The Undertaker, it's just, you can't really ask for much more.
Hey, Randy, we're blowing you big time on this podcast, son.
We sure are, buddy. However, this match did have some backstage heat, actually, because before the match went live, the day before Mania, they had a rehearsal of the match early in the morning. The Undertaker, Ricky Steamboat, and Randy's own father were there to go over the match. The only problem was Randy overslept because of the party the night before and missed it. So, I mean, come on, dude. Like, you need to make sure that you're at this rehearsal for WrestleMania. Yeah. And let's just say I got into some trouble the night before and didn't get much sleep. I'm 24 and being given the world. Steamboat is there. My fucking dad is there. Taker is there. I got down there just as they were finishing up, and Randy was disappointed, obviously. Oh, no. Randy was disappointed, obviously, and looking back on it, he would say, Taker, thank you for not bitching and cursing me out. That was one of the biggest regrets I have in the business, letting you men down that night. But Taker never held it against him, so that's pretty good of The Undertaker, I mean, he probably could have went and told Vince, hey, I'm not even going to have this match.
Right. I mean,
this kid's not going to show up and care about the rehearsal here.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, at this point, Taker is the mainstay at the WWE. In the late 90s or even before that, and then certainly after, WCW certainly was pulling Undertaker with a lot of money trying to get him to sign, and Taker never would do it. He was the guy in the trenches, even when WWE was going down, and he was going to go down with it. So at this point, Taker's the man. And the fact that Taker had so much belief in Randy, because let's not forget, like, if you're screwing off, this is the Undertaker's show, This is his livelihood. He doesn't take that lightly, but he knew how good Orton was, and he wanted to show him the way. And it's cool because on the flip now, here in 2022, I know Randy's hurt, but hopefully he can come back. He's like the Undertaker now. If you look at that locker room, he's the guy that's been there for a long time, and he's the guy that's helping young guys like Matt Riddle to become stars. So they've completely flipped on the map. Roles. Yeah.
Yeah, Orton's the man, dude. I mean, right now, best wrestler out there, to be honest.
And then even after this show that we're going to watch here at Mania, Taker and Orton would go on and have a hell of a rivalry over the next few months after their match at WrestleMania. The culmination comes at Armageddon in a Hell in a Cell match, which is where Orton was going to finally receive the receipt that we started here in the beginning of the story. So there's a spot there where Randy is draped, is outside the ring, and Taker, he's kind of draped on the cage, and Taker grabs a chair. And Taker kind of looks at him and says, "Hey kid, that receipt's coming now." And Randy kind of says like, "Okay, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Okay, grit my teeth." Taker absolutely drills Orton in the face with his chair. But even still, and this is where Randy said that he learned a very valuable lesson in this business of professional wrestling. Even though his receipt was coming here, Undertaker still took care of the young Orton. Randy said that he learned an important lesson, and the number one priority at all times is to take care of your opponent, right? But yeah, cool moment there. Cool way to tie the whole story in. They would go on and have that Hell in a Cell, and Taker, would famously say, if you're going to do Hell in a Cell, you got to do it right, and everything's got to look snug.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can't really do a Hell in a Cell and not really give it your all. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, dude. So, Chris, you want to add anything? We're here live at the Staples Center, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 51 seconds. I'm ready to roll, brother.
Yeah, so
I'm excited.
What'd you say? We're at 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to roll here, Randall. I think that the lead up to this match says it all in itself. We have a great feud going on here. Undertaker's going to have an awesome entrance here. So I really hope that you guys are watching along with us. Like we said, we're on the Peacock Network, WrestleMania 21, 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds in. And I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate everybody in the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling Nation. Thank you for the support, guys. Please continue to like and subscribe to our videos. And check out the Instagram page that we have going on. And shout out to 3WA. Can't wait to be back there October 22nd. We're going to be seeing Carlito and Chris Masters against
our
Hot
backyard.
Dogs, Dog Nation. And I just saw that our great title match is announced. It's going to be for the 3WA Women's Championship. It's Autumn Breeze defending against Shelby Waters. So I'm very excited for that match. And, like I said, let's go ahead. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 51 seconds. Randall, you want to give us a countdown and get into this?
Before Autumn Breeze puts her title on the line, let's flash it back to Mania 21. All right,
That's
here we go,
exactly
Chris.
right.
You ready? 3, 2, 1, play. God.
We got the Druids out.
Are you going to propose to her in October? At the end of this month? You must.
She'd probably say no.
I always like Taker's entrances with the Druids. I think they're cool. I always try to look and see. It's like,
fire lit.
What young wrestler is a Druid here at Mania?
Yeah, because that all these guys are up-and-coming stars.
I think that might be Dave Meltzer holding one.
Oh, that's definitely him right there.
Look, it's funny. All the holding the signs
head.
out. Yeah.
Oh, God,
He's
I'm scared of the fire. Come on, man.
He's soft.
What do you think? These Druids are going to actually burn you?
I don't know if we have enough podcast time for this whole Undertaker entrance. How long do you think this is going to take? 12 minutes?
Whew. The match is like 14 to 15 minutes, and I think the entrances are probably about, an Undertaker entrance is at least 3 minutes at best.
Yeah, dude.
But you can't really go wrong with a WrestleMania Undertaker entrance. They
Part
really
of the
do
allure.
it big here.
Look at
so I
that
hope you
shot.
guys
That
are
is
watching
cool.
live. Yeah, great shot of the arena here. Undertaker
there he
appears
is.
on stage.
And I can remember
dead
watching
man.
this, like I said, at my uncle's house when I was a young kid, and this is when they're experimenting or whatever. Taker's on that moving platform that's under the mist. So, and I believe the commentators are there saying he's levitating. He's gonna puke. It's gotta be Kane.
Oh yes, Undertaker.
The year before this is where Paul Bearer, Undertaker's, long-time manager at WrestleMania 20, he finally makes his return as well, along with Taker, with the urn. Little backstory behind that, they had to poor Paul Moody, I think his name is, but Paul Bearer, he needed to go a surgery to reduce some of his weight, and Paul was in bad shape with the death of his wife at that time, and the WWE really helped him out and kind of saved his life. And icing on the cake was Paul Bearer was able to make a comeback with Taker at 20. So a cool moment there. We're 1 year removed from that, and here we go, Undertaker again, trying to make it 13-0.
The dead man coming in the ring here, walking up the ring steps, getting ready to get in that ring, getting ready to put down Randy Orton. Or I don't know, does Randy Orton win this match? I forgot.
Yeah, something we don't disclose here on the Hard and Soft podcast.
You know, maybe there's somebody out there watching right now with us that has never watched this match. So, Randy Orton has a chance at winning here. You go, Undertaker stepping through the fire. Druids circling the ring.
Taker is one of the the very best gimmick of all time, right? And Orton here, like we've been saying, he's on the come up, he's on the rise, and his entrance theme is I loved his old entrance theme. And, you know, he's the legend killer here, and he's really a top star. But can he go out there against Undertaker at WrestleMania and have a good match?
Voices in my head, they come to me.
Taker looking Jack City here.
Oh yeah, dude.
Removes
I like the way
cap.
he takes the hat off and everything like that. You know, tilts the head down and pulls it off real slowly to reveal the pupils are gone in the eyes. My God, King.
When I brush my teeth in the morning and I look up into the mirror after I spit the toothpaste out, that's how I look up.
That's what you do.
Yep, and I say, let's go to work. Let's go make makeup. So you see, good old Hebner in the ring, baby.
And you wonder why we call you soft.
Yeah, hey, why? Hey, easy.
Hey, good old Heb.
All right, Randy, here we go, baby. At this time, man, you know, one of the top heels in the business.
He really was. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties on my end here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, but it's okay. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. We're going to figure this out. Having a little loading issue on the Peacock.
That old Peacock. You always got to keep it loaded. If you don't keep it loaded, it might prematurely, you know, bust out on you, and you don't want that.
No, not during an episode of the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling podcast. That's the last thing we need here.
That is the last thing. And here in 2005, when was ECW's first one-night stand? Was it 2005?
I think it was in 2005, yes.
Yeah, so we're in that same year, and I think the same year of a great pay-per-view like ECW One Night Stand, one of our favorites that we'll probably visit. I think it might be time for the Joel Gertner Hour, Chris. It's time for another Joel Gertner Hour. And
Well.
Would you take a looky here? No surprise that the Hard and Soft is here to provide pleasure to our nation. Meanwhile, your wife has been pleasing us with fornication with no need for any lubrication. Randall, whether it's something to wrestle with or grilling JR, all the podcast ladies say that the Hard and Soft is the highlight of their day as Chris and I show up on their screen because they know what they want to see, and that is me and my always soft PP. So here we go.
Oh my
There's the
God.
bell. There's the bell. One of my fondest memories as a young kid watching wrestling. Taker versus Orton. Here we go.
I love me the Randall Pacioli Joel Gertner Hour. It
Just
is
trying to
honestly
pop it.
amazing.
My always soft PP.
Hold on a second. I gotta try to plug and plug this thing back in here.
That's all right.
Having some big technical difficulties, Randall. You're gonna have to keep us tracked on the match here.
I'll keep you tracked. I'll keep us going
What's
here.
going on here?
As Orton throws Taker running the ropes. Big right hand by the Undertaker. One of the best punches in the business.
Oh yeah.
Big right hand by Taker. And I always loved when Taz would be the commentator and say, "Oh, the soup bones by Taker here. Maybe the most pure striker in the WWE."
Taz was pretty good on the mic or on the commentary.
Yeah, still is to this day, but he's no Michael Cole, right, Chris?
Well, no, because I love Michael Cole. He's my favorite. Fun fact, his name actually has hard in it. So, I mean, Michael Cole is actually hard.
Where'd you hear that? From the Big Daddy Softy?
Big
Told you
Daddy
that?
Softy, yep.
Shout out Big
Sure
Daddy
did. shout out to the podcast nation, the few ladies that we have watching, the many gentlemen that we have watching.
They say it's the highlight of their day.
That's exactly right. Coming over here and watching the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling, watching some wrestling along with us. This is just awesome. But you can't.
What the hell
really
you
go
got
wrong
going on out there, Chris? Hog
watching
Wild?
some freaking wrestling.
Good Lord.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I think there is a Hog Wild actually going on here. Actually, next door.
Well, I'm usually hog washing. So here we go. Taker
Tony
setting up
Schiavone is.
the vintage Undertaker spot here. The big leg drop on the outside. Bang. And as we saw before that, they're teasing the RKO. Randy takes a nice bump over the ropes. They really did some innovative stuff, teasing finishers in this match.
Yeah, they really do. They do a good job of that. And like you said with the RKO, they pretty much set that up the whole match, And when he finally hits it, it's a huge freaking moment, man. People love the RKO. I mean, still to this day, if I see the RKO, it's freaking awesome, dude. Give me a time count there, Randall. Where are you at on the Peacock?
Time count on my old, excuse me while I whip this out. We got 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 40 seconds. Taker just hit old school on Orton. And Undertaker's always on my Mount Rushmore. Have we ever discussed our little Mount Rushmores on this podcast?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say, I guess, for my first addition to the Mount Rushmore, Undertaker tried for the big boot and goes over the top rope there.
Is your Peacock all settled in?
Yeah, I'm
got
right
it all
here, settled in. I'm at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 14 seconds. Undertaker just got nailed to the outside.
That's rule number one as we get our podcast ready before we record. We got to settle in our Peacocks.
We got to settle them in. So, I mean, I'd have to say Bret Hart would be the first one.
A lot of PP references today.
Well, that's kind of what you're all about, It's
PP
kind of
joke.
why we call you soft. So, I'd have to say Bret Hart is on my top 5. Great in-ring worker. Great storyteller. I loved him as a kid, and the storyline when he turned against America and everything like that. I mean, that was just great stuff. Just sucks that he left and went to WCW. They completely ruined Bret Hart, and that'd be my first edition. Oh, we got big right hands here. Oh, big clothesline coming back from Orton here.
Nice.
Goes for the pin. Yeah, people say, a lot of people don't have good matches with Taker, but, Taker and Orton definitely have good chemistry here.
Yeah, and I think it's cool, too. A lot of the backstage stuff we hear is, I think Vince always had, of course, the say on who Taker's going to wrestle, right? It's his company. He's the boss. But I always like how they made it clear that kind of Taker, kind of had his pick. It's like... And if not his pick, Vince is going to say...
Big sidewalk slam
a couple months
Taker here.
Before the pay-per-view, here's 3 names. Who do you want to work with? And Taker would have his pick. So I always like that.
Yeah, I mean, The Undertaker, like you said earlier, he was pretty much that one guy that Vince knew he's not going to WCW.
Right.
He's not looking to shop around. He's staying here. He's loyal to the company. And I respect Undertaker for that. He never went to any other wrestling company. And he retired with WWE, and I'm sure they pay him a pretty penny right now to not show up at any other wrestling events. Because I'm sure AEW would throw whatever type of money. Impact, anybody would love to have The Undertaker on their television shows. Whew. Big splashes to the corner there.
I think there actually was some kind of controversy with Taker without him even knowing. I don't know if AEW was in the same town or something like that, and Taker was going to show up at a signing with StarCast or something like that. Or
yeah, and WWE got all upset about that.
Yeah. And him and Vince wouldn't talk for a long time, but big elbow spot by Orton.
Oh, yeah, almost gets the pin.
Nice big time count by their Dave, or Mr.
Good old
Hebner
Earl
there.
Hebner.
Earl
yeah,
Hebner.
Good old Earl.
Daniel Bryan. Brian Danielson.
Randy the way that he just sells, like, how slow and methodical he does, like, all this stuff, like, he just slows down and takes his time, and you can really enjoy that. You can see the facials
Yeah.
Randy
yeah.
basically acting like, like, here I am, I'm the man, look at The Undertaker, I have him down. I love that he has my favorite taunt, I think, in wrestling, when he puts his arms up. It's just, I love that, dude.
And here's the story of the match, right? And the story in a lot of Taker matches, right? It's like Orton just had him down, didn't capitalize, and Taker, sat up, right? Like the classic horror film monster, right? It's like you got to get him while he's down, because if you don't, he's going to get your ass.
Yep. Undertaker's always coming back.
He's always
something
hard.
good, and he
big
does that
right
little,
hand.
Oh,
big
here we
soup
go.
bones.
Boom.
Taker selling the other shots well.
Oh yeah, these guys sell great. I mean, like I said, I can't even say enough about Orton. Like you said, we're pretty much blowing him the whole podcast here, but I mean,
yeah, really,
he's just incredible. He's an awesome wrestler. He puts it all out there in the ring. And this was his young days, and like I said, now he's even better now than he was back then. And he doesn't even have to do anything much in the ring. I mean, he can just, like I said, he does everything so slowly and methodically. And gets you sucked into the program,
I really think wrestling, and I'm not a wrestler, I'm just a podcaster. I love saying
big time podcaster.
But I think pro wrestling is like, honestly, it's 90% story, it's 90% character, and the story that y'all are telling, and the story you told before that bell rings, and then the story you tell after the bell rings until the next bell rings. It's 90% that, and I think it's what happens in the ring is just, it's a tool to how you're going to tell the story. I'm not tuning in to see Tope Suicidas.
A little dead man action there.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm tuning in to see good gimmicks and good stories and on all that sort of thing.
Got a shout out to the Going In Raw podcast, Steven Larson. I'll put you down like a dog. Little Undertaker spoof. Here we go. We got Orton with the headlock going on here in the middle of the ring. What do you think? He's going to pass out? You think he's going to make Undertaker pass out here with the headlock? It's quite possible.
It's quite possible. I'd pop for it.
Oh,
Orton's selling it well.
he really is. Big punches to the gut. Undertaker's going to get
Earl
up here.
saying, Taker, are you okay? And Taker saying,
Ooh, big uppercut.
rest in peace. I just sounded like Stu Hart, not The Undertaker.
I got to meet The Undertaker when I was like, back into the sleeper.
Nice.
When I was like 12 years old, and him and Paul Bearer. And to be honest, it was like almost freaky meeting him because he was in character. It wasn't like when we go to the conventions now when the wrestler's like, hey, how's it going? Talking to you. I mean, he was in character. I don't even think he said a word to you. And it's kind of like intimidating. You walk up and you're like, oh, sorry, Mr. Undertaker,
Yeah. And that's worth noting, right, Chris? I mean, if you're not a wrestling fan and you're listening to this, The Undertaker never did signings, never did.
No. He took
very seldomly did.
He took everything very seriously. He
was
actually
The Undertaker.
wore black everywhere he went because he wanted to make sure he was always in that Undertaker persona. Even though he might not be in the dead man persona, he wanted to just make sure he kept wearing the same color clothing he was wearing in the ring and kept that dark persona going, which is a tribute to his character. I mean, for 30 years, he basically did that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a true art to be able to be a gimmick guy like that for so long. And Taker certainly knew it, always being Undertaker. And I certainly know it, always being Saul.
3,
so,
4,
we're doing
5,
the same.
6, 7,
Nice
8,
count by Chris Harding.
9.
Big time count.
Oh, he gets 9. He poses. Oh, and here we go with the last
That's
spot.
your ass, boy. That's your ass.
You don't taunt the Undertaker right in his face. Oh, he reverses
Nice
it.
spot.
Oh, almost hits the RKO. Hits head
And the
there,
ref
goes
bump.
down. Here we go.
So now here we're in the next segment of the match officially, right? The crowd's coming up. You can see everyone standing up. The two performers
Undertaker blocked.
are ready here.
I'm not really sure what that was. I think he draped him over the top rope. Oh, Cowboy Bob Orton.
Bang!
Bob Orton.
There's Cowboy.
With the cast, his
Randy's
arm
father.
is still broken from 50 years ago.
Yep. Never recovered.
He drapes him over the Undertaker. He's trying to wake up Hebner. Come on, Hebner, get over there and count.
And that came out of nowhere. That's the
1, 2. Yeah, you really wouldn't even expect that. I totally forgot about that Bob Orton spot in the match.
Yep.
That's a good spot, man.
Cowboy Bob, just happy to be there with his son at Mania.
Heck yeah.
And look at this. Y'all done did it
Undertaker
now.
sits
Look
up.
at Randy. Look
That's
at Randy.
it.
The young Randy
That's
Orton.
it.
Storytelling at its finest right here. Look at this.
You can tell the look on his face. He doesn't know what he's got to do now. Like, what do I have to do to put this guy down? Oh, he's going to send him right into the... Oh, big boot right to Bob Orton.
The Cowboy.
Awesome.
Now look at this spot, Chris. I remember this as a kid.
Here we go. This is good right here. Reverses
Nice.
the chokeslam into
Dude,
the
that
RKO, man.
was so nice because you think Taker's going to make his comeback now and finish it, right? And then they hit that spot, the choke slam swerve.
Cuts him
They hit
off.
the RKO.
That was freaking awesome, dude.
And now look at the crowd. They're like, what?
2. I think they actually thought
Nice
Orton was
hook.
going to win right there,
Yeah.
dude.
A great hook to the match there, the false finish.
It's good that they hit the RKO, but he waited for the pin. He sold it,
Yep.
Gave the
Protected
Undertaker
the
time
finish.
to... Yeah, so it's not like he covered him instantly and Taker was able to kick out. It took him about 8 seconds to get over there, and now he's calling
And
for
I
another
like how
RKO.
I like how that bump really looked like a reversal. It didn't look choreographed, right? It looked a little... You might think it looked a little sloppy, but I liked it that way, right? It looked like a real counter.
Going for the tombstone on Taker, and Taker
That's your
reverses
ass.
it. Okay. He plants him
Bang.
in the middle of the ring. There's no kicking out of a tombstone. 2.
1, 2, 3. The
3.
championship.
Undertaker
count by
wins.
Earl. What a match.
Great match, and that
What did Seltzer
RKO
give that?
spot. I think he gave that
3.5 stars.
3.7, 3.5.
3.5.
I mean, good job, Seltzer. I mean, yeah,
All
it's not a
right.
5-star match. I get it.
But it didn't need to be. It did not need to be.
No, they told you a great story.
Yep.
Orton,
And
that choke slam reversal, I'm telling you, that was awesome. Like you said, it didn't even look like it was choreographed. It was like it worked
Out of nowhere.
perfectly. Yeah, out of nowhere, just like the shirt says. Yeah, great match. I'm glad we got to watch that.
And that match is going to draw money as they add the element of Cowboy Bob, and they can continue on with the storyline.
Exactly. Yep, Undertaker celebrating right here in the middle of the ring.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good match.
Well, hey, Chris, yeah, I mean, that was a good one to go on. We
Heck
did
yeah,
some
man.
fan episodes.
I've
and
been
now we got
excited
kind
to
of-
watch this one.
Yeah, back on track with one-on-one that we certainly wanted to sit down and watch. So thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, man. That was fun.
Yeah, and we have a couple more fan episodes coming up here soon. Another episode this weekend coming up, probably, of This Week in Wrestling. A lot of big stuff coming from the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling Podcast Nation. Might be a little live short video coming up shortly of me and Randall in person, maybe,
What?
doing
In person? What?
in person video.
Extreme Rules? What?
Where?
Hard?
Philly?
Soft?
Bray Wyatt?
What?
What?
What do you mean in person?
He's gonna puke. Well, we're gonna be together, man. We might have
Yeah.
to just put out some kind of small, short video of me and you together in an actual studio at the same damn time.
Yeah, a studio, not an arena, correct?
No,
You're
not
trying
an
to
arena.
Throw,
Well, I mean,
you're
unless
not
I
throwing
come
one
over,
on me.
unless I come over and you have tickets for Extreme Rules, then I'm
Well, it
gonna,
sounds like you're gonna come over with tickets.
Well, no, I guarantee I don't have tickets. Yeah, but this was a great episode, guys. I'm glad
dude.
you guys are watching along with us. Like I said, thanks for the nation to be out there. Thanks for the continued support. Please like and put a comment in here what you'd like to see. Maybe more
Please
of the
do, man.
dimples.
Please
I don't
do.
know. I could put more out there for you guys. Randall's over here. He's ready to pretty much do whatever he has to get
I
you
will.
guys happy and excited about the next episode. And like I
There's
said,
no
we got
lengths
some
I
more.
won't go to.
That's exactly right. We got a lot of fan episodes coming up. Gavin, his dad, we got my friend Zapper with a fan request coming in here soon. So, and
Nice.
yeah, and I'm just excited to be here with you guys. And Randall, you got anything else to say here?
If you're not hard, you're soft.
You're damn right.